Welcome to Wellness Quarters, where wellness lives. My name is Gayle Nowak. I'm your host, Wellness for All expert leader, and communication and emotional wellness coach. The Wellness Universe is thrilled to bring you this inspiring interview series with members of the Wellness Universe as part of our Wellness for All program. We bring experiences like this to you because we believe happy, healthy, and healed humans lead to peace globally. Join us here on the second Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. Eastern and the fourth Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for a 15-minute session filled with insightful interviews and practical wellness tips from top professionals in our community. Whether you're seeking inspiration or actionable advice to enhance your well-being, Wellness Quarters is your go-to destination for support on your journey to a healthier, happier life. This pay what you can donation-based program is supported by generous viewers like you. If you'd like to donate now, you can do that during the show. You can also do it after we're done or anytime in the future using the links that I'll drop in the chat. And a special thanks to everyone who has already donated. And if you'd like to reach out to me about the show, my contact details are in the chat as well. At the end of our show, you'll also see a pop-up to leave a rating and review. We're so grateful for yours as it helps Wellness Quarters reach more people seeking tools and practices to optimize their well-being. Today, we're speaking with Tafiq Ahkir about Menopause Made Simple. Tafiq, also known as Mr. Menopause, is a licensed and award-winning menopause and healthy aging educator, recognized as Menopause Specialist of the Year. With more than 20 years of experience, Tafiq has empowered countless women to navigate menopause with confidence, ease, and autonomy through his workshops, corporate trainings, and programs. He's also an author, speaker, and host of the Mr. Menopause Show, dedicated to helping women restore their health and rediscover joy during this transformative phase. Welcome, Tafiq.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to have this conversation, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
so curious what inspired you to specialize in menopause education, especially as a man who's entering a field that's often seen as women's health.
Yes, yeah, again, I get this question a lot. This experience, is deeply personal to me, first of all, because I watched my mother suffer through menopause without any of the understanding of what was happening to her. And that was over 34 years ago, 35, 36 years ago. And my mom, she had severe hot flashes, unexplained weight gain, high blood pressure. She had osteoporosis. And my mom went into early menopause. So she had all this before she was even 50. So she was
Wow.
struggling earlier than what most people think of. And then I started to notice that a lot of my clients, and this was decades later, my female clients were having some of the same struggles. And then I started putting two to two together, and I started working just on their health. And that's when I transitioned into menopause, because I just really want women to realize that even though it's misunderstood and rarely addressed, and it's really not addressed in the medical field, which a lot of people here in the US don't realize, that's what drove me to become certified and licensed as a menopause and healthy aging specialist. And now I help women to move from confusion to confidence, and just to really understand that they can thrive through menopause and not just survive it.
Yeah, I love that. We were talking before the show, just how much things have changed in, a generation basically of women, and that many women do struggle with menopausal symptoms and don't recognize that it can be different for them. So what are some of the most effective tools or strategies that you teach or that you help women find?
Yeah, so what I do is, many years ago, I developed this four-part framework, and I actually started doing it through my metabolic health program. So that's how I started working with women first, helping them with health issues. And I just kind of like fell into the menopause as I was helping women and didn't realize it was menopause I was helping them with. And it was all just designed on this framework structure, and it's to assess, address, adapt, and ascend. So basically, assessing means that you're understanding what's happening. So we start by helping women identify, first of all, the stage of menopause they're in. A lot of women don't know there's 3 stages to menopause. There's perimenopause, menopause, and then postmenopause. Symptoms start in perimenopause, and perimenopause can last anywhere from 3 to 15 years. So if women start menopause at 50, that means you can start perimenopause at 35. So you can be having symptoms and not even realize it. So you want to assess first to see if what the issue is. And then we address, of course, and that means bringing in managing things for your specific symptoms. Another thing, people think of hot flashes and mood swings as symptoms, but there are up to 80 different symptoms and side effects that are associated with menopause, things that women would never even think of. The third step is to adapt, which means that you build sustainability into your daily habits and your lifestyle. And that's what helps you to become just more understanding of what happens. And that way, the women who feel confused, afraid, or just don't understand menopause, they get the education and awareness so that they can navigate it confidently. And then, of course, the fourth step is what I call ascension, or to ascend. And that's when you create your own personal menopause strategy, because menopause is very individual. Every woman goes through it completely different. Your journey will be unique to you. So you need to focus on that, not follow these one size fits all things and all these anecdotal things that a lot of people are sharing online.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And that makes so much sense that it would be unique to each woman, their experience. Just for quick educational purposes, can you just quickly describe the different phases, like the perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause?
Yeah, so perimenopause, again, is the phase leading up to menopause. And basically what's happening there is that your hormones are starting to decline. And as your estrogen and progesterone hormones start to decline, and also we have to talk about testosterone as well. That's also a hormone that a lot of women don't even realize is part of their anatomy. So men also have estrogen just like women do. It's just the ratios are different. But all those things start to decline. And all of those things actually affect everything in your body. Estrogen itself impacts everything: your mind, your heart, your bones, your blood, everything. So as that declines, then symptoms start creeping in. That's when people start having night sweats or hot flashes or mood swings. And then menopause itself, you can get a blood test to see if you have menopause, but technically, menopause is when you have gone 12 consecutive months without a period. The moment that happens, that's menopause, right? That moment of 12 months. Then you're in postmenopause. A lot of women think that this whole series of time is menopause itself, but it's actually 3 different phases just under the umbrella of menopause. And then during postmenopause, you also have to be very careful, because now that your estrogen has decreased, that means that you're at higher risk for heart conditions, you're at higher risk for decreased bone density. So you want to make sure that you're doing things, again, when I was saying earlier about ascension, that's about making sure that you're thriving beyond menopause so that you're able to live into your 80s and 90s.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for breaking that down. And I'm hearing like a lot of physical. There's a lot of physical symptoms, a lot of physical impact as well. Um, what about what about your mental health? Like, what about your mindset, or even, there's a little bit of talk about mood, but your emotions, because this is a very transformative stage for women, and it is part of aging. And I feel like sometimes society, there's some stigma around aging, right? So
Yeah,
how do you
and
support your clients in that way?
well, what's interesting is I was just speaking to one of my clients about this the other day. See, the way that I approach menopause is it's a stage of life. It's not about aging itself, right? And I think the problem is people focus on the aging aspect of it. I like to look at it this way. Think about every stage of life we've gone through. We naturally change: the foods we consume, the physical activities we do, and the environment or lifestyle we're in, right? Baby to toddler, different. Toddler to child, different. Child to teenager, teenager to young adult, all different. But when we go from young adult to middle age, what does everybody do? They want to fight. They want to do what they did when they were younger. They don't adapt to the changes, right? And so what happens when you fight and resist things? There's breakdown, there's degradation, and that's what happens to most people because they're doing things in the wrong way. You need to work with your body instead of working with what you want. Like a lot of women focus on weight loss, but before, calories in, calories out, that's what did it. But now it's your hormones. It's a completely different thing. And I always say your hormones do not care that you want to lose weight. Your hormones want you to give them what they need, and then you'll be able to lose weight. And that's what I focus on, making sure that you're getting what your body needs first in order to get what you want in the end.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And I can relate to, wanting wanting to do and have like the energy levels of when I was in my 20s, for example, and how fitness and nutrition looked at that stage versus, going into the 40s. And I just turned 51 this weekend, so it's a different, like I can even feel it in my body. I can feel I'm less drawn to more of like that high intensity. I used to do like boot camp workouts,
Oh, yeah.
and kickboxing and really athletic and intense sort of activities, which I still like to do occasionally, but it's not sustainable at this stage. And I'm finding myself gravitating to a whole different set of activities and exercises. And I did have that resistance at first.
Yeah.
And just accepting how we are as we are in the moment, it actually can be quite liberating, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I always focus on with my clients after they've gone through the process is how much better they feel, how much better they look, even their mental clarity, everything is so different because they're approaching it from a different sense. Like earlier you said mindset. It is a lot of that because what women are feeling a lot of things. They're feeling loss of womanhood. A lot of women feel that way because they're losing their period. Then at the same time, a lot of women are empty nesters now. Their kids are leaving the house. So there's a lot of things going on that are impacting the emotions. So, but at the same time, I always say this, your body is telling you something at this time of life for a reason because all your life, think about women, no matter if you have kids or not, you've taken care of everybody else first. Now your body is telling you, you have to take care of you. And now that this transition is happening, if you don't take care of you, you're going to just start to slowly degrade. And you can probably see that after you've made those minor changes that you probably picked up a little more energy than you did when you were trying to do those tough workouts because now you got more to recover from. Right? Whereas now, when you're doing less, when you're focusing on strength training, as you should be because of bone density, less cardio, more strength training as you go older. And when we were younger, it was cardio because our bodies could do that. Our bodies could recover from that. And a lot of people don't realize that when you work out in that way, that you're actually working out based on athletes' workouts. That's how personal trainers are taught. We're taught to train people like they're athletes. And then we're taught to eat through sports nutrition. And think about athletes. None of them have a long lifespan, but we want to try to keep doing it into our 40s and 50s when we're training like athletes, but not living like athletes, right? So it
Mm.
comes to making sure that you're doing what you need to do for your body, again, so that you thrive and not just survive.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And again, like makes so much sense that when we're following the media or we're following, reading magazines or what have you, to really use your discernment or check in or ask somebody like you, is this even a workout for me? I've followed someone else who does sort of metabolic workouts for women specifically, and I heard a similar message of most workouts are designed for, you know, teen and young adult men, right? And we're
Exactly.
here to work with women and balancing your hormones and getting your metabolism up to snuff.
Yeah,
And that's a whole different ball game, right? And
it
so
is.
not every exercise or nutrition plan is going to apply to every person.
Exactly. I used to always tell my female clients that would start with me for nutrition as well. They'd be telling me about these massive whey protein shakes that they're taking. I'm like, do you realize that protein shakes were created to make men bigger? So is that what you should be doing as a woman, taking a supplement that makes men bigger? Like it doesn't make sense, but that's how it's been marketed to women
Right.
through, and then they give you these high intensity workouts that give you the results in that moment. But what happens as soon as you stop, all the weight comes back, maybe even more. And then by that time, you got some shin splints and some achy back and some joint problems because you've been overtraining for too long because you're not supposed to sustain that type of workouts, right? So it's about adapting to what your body needs again instead of what you think that you want.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us a little bit more about your programs and what are the key ways that Menopause Made Simple or the Meno Mastery program that you have provide support and transformation for women.
So all of my programs are designed around educating you so that you can make confident, informed decisions for yourself. I think that's one of the biggest issues that I've seen here, especially in the States, is that everybody wants to follow what somebody else is doing, the way that they're doing it, but you need to find what works best for you. As it relates to your doctor, you need to find a doctor who is certified in menopause. You can find that doctor on the Menopause Society website. They have a listing of doctors all over the country who are menopause certified because most doctors do not get education. Even the ones that do, they'll tell you it was a 1 hour lecture in all their years of medicine, and 65% of them say that they don't feel confident even teaching menopause or helping their clients with menopause. So make sure that they're certified. That's the first step. And then I always say, just come take my menopause readiness quiz. It's completely free. It'll help you determine what your level of awareness is, right? And then you can from there decide where you want to go. I always give options beyond myself because I always say, I know everyone's not going to get me or want to work out with me. Number one, because I'm a man, I get that. But also because, there's different personality types. So I have a lot of partners that I've partnered with over the years, whether it comes to supplementation, vaginal health. I know tons of people that I refer people to. So anything that you get from me, I'm going to refer you to someone who is approved, certified, and knows what they're doing. And when it comes to menopause and healthy aging.
Great, great. Yeah, and I know that you popped the link into your readiness quiz into the chat here, and you have some other ways that people can connect with you. What's the best way to reach you?
If you want to get in contact with me directly, again, the readiness quiz is the first step because what that also does is based on your responses, it'll also let you know whether or not I have something that can help you. So not only do you find out what level you're at, you also find out whether I can help you. And if it says that I cannot, it also gives you a link to some of my Mr. Menopause approved providers that you can reach out to.
Great, great.
And
Well,
always
Tafiq, thank
subscribe.
you. Oh, say that again.
I said always subscribe because I do a weekly show, the Mr. Menopause Show, as you said, and every week it's an educational thing about something that you may have never even thought was related to menopause or what you can be doing right now. And women who are in your 30s, now is the time to start learning. Do not wait. Learn now so that you can start preventing these things ahead of time.
That's such a great piece of advice. Tafiq, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your time and your energy with us today. Thanks to everyone who's going to catch the replay, and we'd love to see you for our next show on Wednesday, June 25th at 3 p.m. with Kathleen McPhillips for our show on the inward journey. Until then, be well, everyone.